Welcome to Crossing Streamz. I'm Sean. He's Ant. Today is January 30th. This is episode 2.
This is episode 2.
We're talking about episode this many. Talking about Teen Wolf. Not Teen Wolf 2, not Teen Wolf cartoon, but Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf, a movie, 1985, Michael J. Fox's second role, or leading man. Movie came out, as I said, 1985. Yep. Made $80 million worldwide on a $1.4 million budget. Not a bad take, I'd say.
What I can do with that money.
Yeah, I could definitely deal with that kind of shoestring budget and huge profit.
That's right.
So Anthony, you want to tell me about the movie?
Teen Wolf. All right, we watched it on Netflix. This is what Netflix describes it as. Adolescence means changes, and for nerdy basketballer Scott Howard, played by Michael J. Fox, that includes transforming into a werewolf. What would seem like a setback proves to be a great asset as Scott finds himself unstoppable on the court and a hit with the ladies. Susan, or Ceedy, co-stars as Boof, Scott's best friend and confidant. And Jerry Levine
what kind of
plays the
nickname
snarky.
Is Boof?
I don't know. But Jerry Levine plays the snarky van-surfing buddy who tries to turn Scott's lycanthropy into a windfall.
Boof. They need to make those movie synopses third grade reading level.
That's right, because I am not doing well with that at all.
Yeah.
That was a struggle to get through. I should have read it first before I actually read it.
Yeah, reading it cold doesn't go over too well. So, as you said, stars Michael J. Fox. Everybody knows who Michael J. Fox is. Marty McFly, probably his most famous role. I really liked him on Spin City.
Loved him on Spin City.
He was great. He was very...
he was perfect.
Yeah, he was perfect. It was a role that he was perfect in. I don't want to say he was a pushover, but he wasn't a hard-ass by any means.
Right.
Laurie Griffin as Pamela Wells. That was the 80s I Wanna and Did Get With You chick. As you said, James Hampton, the dad. Does he remind you as every friend you've ever had when you were a kid, their dad?
The dad? Not really. Well, you know what? I grew up in a predominant area that didn't have any fathers, so I can't really compare him to any dads.
Yeah, that makes sense. He
does remind me of the dad from Eight is Enough. Is that what it is?
You know, that was a little before my time.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. But he reminds me of like a few dads that I know. Maybe not in the way he looks. I mean, part of it with like that 80s like comb over afro.
Right.
But at the same time, like just in the goofiness, like when he was playing basketball with Boof.
Right.
And when he's like, "Why don't you go walk her home?" And then they cut to him, a shot from the back, and he's like,
"Yeah, he's pumped."
What is that? Who does that? I mean,
so what you're saying is the dads in your neighborhood changed into werewolves.
Man, if they did, I never knew it. Of course, I didn't live in a neighborhood. I lived on like a street with 3 houses. So,
gotcha.
And there was an old pair of sisters that lived across the street that were nosy as anything. There was an older grandparents, and in the back, that house was like in and out renters. No basketball nets on, so there were no kids around. You know, no wolves.
First world problems. Wow.
Yeah.
You had a great time as a kid, huh?
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time with other people's dads.
No, I can't say that. But like I said, Boof. What kind of nickname is Boof?
Boof just sounds like a hairstyle.
Maybe.
That's what her hairstyle looked like. That's what everybody in that movie looked like their hairstyle should be called. Boof.
Wasn't it a bob?
I don't know. There were a lot of mullets and boofs going around, and
the movie was very dated.
It was very dated. It screamed 80s.
Oh
It really did. Did you notice all of the? I don't know if this was when it first started happening, but wow, a lot of product placement.
What kind? I didn't notice. What kind?
I saw McDonald's. I saw Adidas. Their uniforms were Adidas.
Well, I saw that. Yeah, but that was pretty par the course for the time.
Right. Yes, true. It was. I think Pepsi was in there. It was a couple of things. A few things. Now, what would you do if you were in high school and found out you could turn into a werewolf?
Oh man, I would clearly use it to my advantage. You know, if it was something that just kind of happened. I didn't play basketball in high school, so I don't know that I could use it to my advantage for basketball. But can you? I wrestled in high school, so can you imagine wrestling and then all of a sudden you're wrestling a human, and then you're wrestling like this, what you think to be like a Cro-Magnon man, and
right,
or wolf or something with talons and teeth, and you know, a guttural growl every once in a while. That'd be something special.
That would be something special. I do want to say this: everyone acted way too normal with that.
They were way too accepting of it.
Yeah, they were shocked for about 25 to 30 seconds, and they got over it very quickly when their team started to win.
Well, and at the same time, I mean, the refs, I think the officiating in those games were awful.
They were very awful.
I mean, not to mention all the flagrant fouls in the last game of the championship game. But didn't he have a backcourt violation? You know, 10 seconds behind the line when he first transformed?
Yeah.
That was at least at least 10 seconds. I mean, is that rule still valid, right?
Yeah. You still have to go across the line, across half court. Wasn't him, by the way. It wasn't Michael J. Fox dribbling that ball like that.
No, that was...
I'm not sure who it was. It was a Globetrotter or something. I have no idea.
It was a stunt double.
Yeah.
Notice his stunt double was like twice the size of Michael J. Fox.
Right, which everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, like, this pen right here is about the size of Michael J. Fox in 1985.
That's true. You make a very good point. What was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's split down the middle. As far as critics, it's 47%, and the audience is 49%. So we have a very split view, you know, as far as the internet goes, as far as people that have rated it, on how they view the movie. I liked it. Yes, it was dated, but it took me back, just like all these movies do. They always take me back.
This was the first viewing for me. I mean, the movie came out in '85, and you know, simple math tells us that because I was born in '83, I didn't see this movie in the theater. And if I did, I would not have remembered it. First time viewing, I finished it last night. It was a decent feel-good '80s movie. I mean, it's no Vision Quest. It's no Rocky IV.
Right.
You know, it's not a movie that I would watch prior to a sporting event to get motivated. It's one of those goofy movies that you watch just because, like you said, nostalgia. But it was decent. I mean, I think I liked it more because Michael J. Fox was in it. But if he wasn't in it, I don't think I would want to watch the movie just because the acting from everybody else was so bad.
I thought Styles was good.
Styles was good. He was good in that goofy kind of way. He was the comic relief.
Yeah. Who was that weird friend? Did you see that weird friend? He was like it was Styles, Booth,
Styles
and there
friends
was this,
that hung out with him.
Yeah, and he always gave Michael J. Fox like a look of disapproval.
Lewis.
Is that who it was?
Lewis.
Did he have any lines? I think he spoke like one time.
I think he said, "I don't have a driver's license."
Okay, that must have been the one time.
Yeah, that was when he gets right after he gets the keg of beer.
Right. Oh yeah, they were about to surf, right?
Yeah, Styles wants to ghost ride.
But yeah, so it's kind of split views. You know, as far as people that are rating it on Rotten Tomatoes, that doesn't cover everybody, but
yeah. What would you rate it? 1 to 5 using our scale. 1 won't watch it. 5 will watch it right after you watch it.
I actually, well, I would give it like a 4.
4? So you'd watch it
just because I love Michael J. Fox movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about them, I love Back to the Future. I love Teen Wolf. I love Secret of My Success. I like Doc Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all of those movies. Greedy. Michael J. Fox just, I don't know. He can't do any wrong with me.
Sure.
If Michael J. Fox is in it, I'm all in.
Well, I agree. I mean, like that was what made Spin City for me, the TV show. And I was, Spin City came out 96 to 2001,
mm-hmm.
and or at least that he was on it before Charlie Sheen got a hold of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, even though it was like a little over my head to a point, it was still funny.
Yeah.
And he made the show.
Yep. And the cast was great.
Mm-hmm. Especially the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor was better. The fumbling mayor.
Whenever he turns up in anything, I'm like, oh, it's the mayor from Spin City.
Yeah, he'll never let that go. That's done. It's over. He's always going to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You were talking about the dad in the movie. I'm a little bit of trivia. He was actually cast to be the coach.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
The coach was great though, just with his.
Yeah, he was good.
Odd sayings. Give the kid a Purple Heart when that kid got assaulted at the end of the championship game. And his 3 rules. His 3 rules.
Oh, his 3 rules. You mean these 3 rules?
Those 3 rules.
Hold on. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, they were.
I can't get it.
They were something. I know what,
if only I had those on hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't know why. Oh well.
I know one of them was don't play poker with someone whose first name was named after a city.
Right. Never date a woman that has a tattoo of something.
A tattoo of a knife on her body, something along those lines. It was the most ridiculous advice that you could give a teenage boy.
Right.
And, I don't know about you, but initially when he was about to say it, I thought that he was going to say something profound or something usable and noteworthy, and it was just ridiculous.
Right, and he didn't. But you know what? Yeah. You get the notion that he means well.
He means well in his own special way.
Right. He definitely means well. He really cares about the kids.
I love when he turned the conversation around on Scott when he's in his office when he wants to quit the team.
Yeah.
So at the end of the conversation was simply, so in the end, I guess I should be coming to you if I need money.
Right.
Man, but some of the stuff that just kind of came through that movie, like the things that popped out that you noticed right away, the mom jeans.
Mom jeans. There was so many mom jeans.
The high rise. What would you even call those? Like hip huggers, high risers?
I don't know. They were terrible.
Because I mean, they're not moms. Well, I mean, technically, some of them could have been because it's a movie, but
right.
In the movie, they were all in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were obviously a sign of the times.
And the blonde chick.
Yeah.
She was wearing those mom jeans. Oh man.
Man, it was almost painful to see those.
And she had baggy panties on, and she had like old lady underwear.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that, but whatever.
Pretty sad.
Yeah. Another thing that I noticed right away was the fat kid playing basketball.
Did you say rode away?
That I noticed right away.
Ah, okay.
It's my northern accent coming out.
Gotcha.
The other thing I noticed right away was what kind of fat kid plays varsity high school football?
I was thinking the same thing.
Basketball.
And why did they put Michael J. Fox's uniform on him? Because those uniform was tight.
I love the 80s and some things, music, not so much fashion, but I love the 80s for the basketball shorts. Because they're like Speedos, and I don't love it in like a I love it in like an ironic, hilarious kind of way because they're just so different. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's like they're Speedos, and now it's like you're wearing pants.
Yep.
Although they have restrictions on how long they can be now.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's they used to be really, really short.
Yeah.
Little too short. Little too short.
So I have
Another
a question
thing.
for you.
Okay, shoot.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that the house that they lived in, Michael J. Fox and his dad, it was located in the same block as the 1955 George McFly and the 1955 Lorraine.
How about that?
Yeah,
How
from
about
Back to the
that?
Future. And actually, the Howard house in Teen Wolf is the same house as Marty's mother's house. So it's the Baines house.
The funny thing is, too, when the movie came out, it was number 2, second only to Back to the Future.
Well, yeah, because it came out after Back to the Future.
Not long after.
Right, right.
The only way that Michael J. Fox could actually do this movie was, well, to back it up, he did Back to the Future, he did at nights during Family Ties.
Right.
Because a lot of the scenes were at night. And then one of his cast members, and I forget her name, at Family Ties got pregnant, so there was a break in the show which allowed him to film Teen Wolf, gave him time off from Family Ties to do Teen Wolf.
That's interesting.
So here's my question to you. When Scott's in the bathroom and he's transforming, and his dad's beating on the door, and you first see his dad, what is the first thing you thought of that you thought his dad looked like?
A Furby.
A Furby.
That's what I thought. Or I think I know where you're going. Are you going somewhere else with it?
Yeah, I thought it looked kind of like a koala at first, but I think a Furby's pretty apropos.
Like a koala.
A koala bear, or like one of those National Geographic monkeys or baboons.
Yeah, like you should have had a eucalyptus leaf come out. But I thought he looked like a Furby.
Man, now that you say that, that is pretty funny.
He looks like either a Furby or another great '80s movie.
Gremlins.
Yeah, he looks like a Mogwai.
He kind of does.
Yeah, which Furbies look like Mogwais.
Yeah, they do. They do. But yeah, he has all the right amount of fur to look like. Looks like a Furby with glasses.
Yeah, exactly. And his face looked hilarious.
It's like all puffed around. Like
yeah, he's so well groomed.
Yeah.
And then you look at Marty. Not Marty. What's it? Scott. Michael J. Fox's character, Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
He's got hair all over. It's hanging down.
He's got the mullet, the wolf mullet.
That's what he's got.
But he's got a party everywhere.
He's got the. He's got like the old kung fu Chinese beard. The
Fu Manchu.
Yeah, the Fu Manchu. He's got party everywhere. That's great.
You know what he kind of looks like with all that prosthetics and stuff? Because I mean, some of the places it just looks awful, but he kind of looks like a rejected ape from Planet of the Apes.
He does. Did you see? How about when he was changing? What did you think of that?
Which part?
When he was looking in the mirror and his eyebrows are bumping like a heartbeat. I liked it.
I did. I mean, for the 80s and for the limited CGI and they had to rely on makeup and prosthetics more. I thought it was very well done. I didn't think that they overdid it. I mean, they probably could have, but I think the progression that was shown was pretty good. And in the van where he had Spock ears for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was that.
It was nice foreshadowing.
Yeah, yeah. How about when he was in the we're like Chris Farley right now. How about in this part? Like,
hey, do you remember when you were in the Beatles?
No, when in the beginning, at the end of the game, and he had that big long,
what was going
hair.
on with that?
He pulled it out so easily. Have you ever pulled a chest hair out? It's painful.
Well, and especially like a lock like that. But what I found interesting, and speaking to that, is when he would wolf out and then go back. what happened to all that hair? Did it just recede into his body? Did he? Because he didn't shed it.
Right.
But
I mean, I guess that's a question you can ask of every, you know, werewolf movie or whatever.
yeah, true.
Where does it all go?
I do. Do you notice the running themes in the in both 1985 Michael J. Fox movies, Back to the Future and Teen Wolf? The principal was on his ass because of his dad.
Yep. It's always his dad's fault.
Yeah, I know. I mean, man,
it's always his dad's fault. I like the Back to the Future dad better though.
yeah, he was a little odd, but you know what can you do?
George McFly, that was his name, George.
Yeah.
What about the sweat? There was a lot of sweat in these games, and I noticed parts where Michael J. Fox was the only one sweating, and everybody else had well, maybe because he was changing, but even in the last game, there were the Beavers. They were sweating profusely, and only the bad guy, you know, the other student, the whatever, he was the only one sweating on the other team. Was he the only one playing?
Maybe. I mean,
definitely the only one fouling. That's for sure.
Oh man, and those fouls were horrendous.
They were pretty bad. Michael J. Fox blatantly got clotheslined.
Well, and before he entered the game, right when that other guy got clotheslined, this movie was riddled with bad edits.
Yeah.
I mean, the score, if you pay close enough attention to the score jumps all over the place. When that guy gets clotheslined by, is it Mick is the character's name that you're looking for?
Mick.
He clotheslined number 23 for the Beavers. And after he was clotheslined to the coach, and who's standing next to the coach complaining about the foul? Number 23.
Number 23.
Same guy. He was complaining about being fouled. He was sweaty when he got clotheslined, and he was dry as a bone when he was complaining. So the movie is just filled with bad edits. But I mean, it kind of makes the movie that much more bearable because it's like, I mean, you could make a drinking game out of it if you wanted to.
Right.
But it's just kind of silly. You know.
But by the way, those 3 rules,
the oversights.
Those 3 rules you're looking for.
Yeah.
There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep.
One.
Never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city. Never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body.
Well, so in case anyone's knowing or listening, it's good to know that you should never play poker with Anthony because there is an Anthony, Texas, and
That's
a
right.
St. Anthony, Minnesota.
That's right. And I go all in. Wait, what?
Yeah. So this movie, you said you'd watch it. It would be a 4 for you. That would be what to watch it if it's on TV.
I would definitely stop. But that's with any Michael J. Fox movie.
Yeah.
I would do that because usually Michael J. Fox movies come on when there's nothing on TV, anyways. So it's perfect timing. Speaking of, well, you know what? Speaking of Michael J. Fox, I secretly want his middle name to be Jamie, so that he can be Michael Jamie Fox. That's just me.
Well,
that's just me.
Here's the best thing about the internet. His middle name is Andrew.
Andrew.
Michael Andrew Fox.
Okay.
He's Canadian.
I knew that, but why is his middle initial J? They must have changed it, I guess, right?
It's probably for the Screen Actors Guild. Those of you just like me who are not members of the SAG, you cannot have a name of another active member of SAG. So, who played Biff in Back to the Future? We keep going back to the Back to the Future. Thomas F. Wilson, who's a hilarious stand-up comedian, by the way. But his name, he goes by Tom Wilson. But there's already another active member of SAG named Tom Wilson. So he went with, or there's another Tom, and there's a Thomas Wilson. So he goes by Thomas F. Wilson. It uses a middle initial, if it's his or not. If it's, so there's probably a Michael or a Mike Fox.
Right.
Fox just sounds real juvenile, but Michael sounds more astute, especially if you're Alex P. Keaton. And maybe he used a middle initial because, Alex P. Keaton sounded, it's part of the common nomenclature now. It's a
because nobody says Alex Keaton.
No.
It's the Alex P. Keaton.
Exactly. It's so. I mean, someone says Mike Fox or Michael Fox, you don't know who they're talking about. But
right, exactly.
You can even say Michael J. You could be talking
right.
about. I mean, you're not talking about Michael Jordan. You're not talking about Michael Jackson. You're talking about Michael J. Fox.
Exactly. If you say Samantha Fox, I know who you're talking about.
I don't.
No, nothing there. Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Look at me. Look at you.
That's when he opened the door and saw the Furby. That would be his dad.
The Furby with glasses looks at the
right.
rejected Planet of the Apes character.
That's right. How about the coaches when Marty comes into the office after they lose? Oh my God, they lost 71-12. First of all, why are you even trying? He had that ridiculous half-court shot.
Yeah.
And they have the music playing and everything. If he makes a shot, it does not matter.
But the way they paint it, it's like he's gonna do at least one thing productive.
Right,
in the game.
right.
It shows he doesn't quit, but
the sweat showed me he doesn't quit.
Man,
but this was the coach's reaction when he went into the office after the game.
Great game out there today. You want a thigh or wing or something, Land?
I love that conversation because you really get to know how ridiculous the coach is right away.
Right.
I mean, you played he's eating like a spread from KFC.
Yep.
And you played the clip from him with the 3 rules, which was later in the movie. But he comes in and tries to tell him that he's quitting the team, or to ask for advice, and eventually it turns to quitting the team, and and then it eventually gets to the coach doing a complete monologue of, you're trying to ask me for money, but yet your dad has a business, so maybe I should be coming to you for money. A senior in high school, maybe I should ask a senior in high school for money, even though I'm a full-grown adult being paid by the school to coach basketball.
Sure. Got a couple of more things here. First of all, what about being a wolf makes you better at sports? I don't get it. I really don't get it. He started to be, well, he was great in basketball, and then he was bowling. He was throwing strikes in bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? So when you're not a wolf, you just suck. And when you turn into a wolf, first of all, you do nothing that a wolf does.
Well,
but you become great at sports.
Well, I find that interesting, but I also find it interesting that, well, I mean, and to kind of speak with what you're saying, he didn't do anything that was wolf-esque, but Mick claims to have shot his mom, who was pillaging
right
the chickens from, and so maybe he just hasn't hit that part of his wolfdom, if you will. He doesn't have maybe he hasn't learned the ways of a wolf yet.
Right.
But a wolf is a very lean creature with phenomenal running skills and a lot of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of muscle, but like that. It's like a deer on steroids.
Right.
Deer's all muscle, all meat. But yeah, I mean, I can't really speak on it. I've never seen a wolf play basketball per se.
You just did last night on Teen Wolf.
Well, I did. I think the most ironic part of the movie was the beginning of the movie, the first game or two, where they show you the bleachers. And first of all, what high school gym has bleachers that are 6 or 7 rows high?
Right.
And there's 12, 15 people in the crowd,
and they were all bunched up.
They were bunched up, and they were just laying back like they were getting a tan.
Right.
Even the mascot.
Yeah. Well, I guess because they were losing, they were getting whooped on 71-12. Did you see the coach wanted to forfeit the game?
And the other coach is like, no, I'm gonna be a dick.
He was like, he said, "Why do you want to forfeit for the game?" Well, I just thought you might want to make it home before 5 o'clock traffic.
5 o'clock traffic. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Varsity basketball games in high school, weren't they played at night?
Yeah, they were.
Like 7, 8 o'clock or so?
Yep. As far as I knew.
Well, that's the way we did it.
Right.
I mean, it's... So, who plays at 4 o'clock?
I don't know. They do. And I guess he had some wolf characteristics. He can... But they only showed them, like, once. Like, he was able to smell what Styles was looking for in the garage. Yep. And then the whole dog whistle thing.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then the rest was he did do this too when the teacher asked him about a question about it in class. He answered with this.
Oh.
Well, he did.
Remember that?
He held a couple times.
Yeah, he did have a nice howl in the green room with that blonde chick.
Yeah, that part was kind of. It seemed like it was a little forced.
Yeah, the blonde chick with the baggy drawers.
The baggy underpants.
Yeah, she had granny panties on.
I don't know what they were, man. They were like.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. They were something.
Yeah. Something I didn't want to look at.
Yeah.
That would not have turned me into a wolf at all.
No. I do find it funny though that like everyone found him more attractive because he was a wolf.
Right.
It's like, wouldn't that? I mean, that's cool if you're into body hair and all, but that's a lot of body hair.
That's a whole lot of body hair.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just Michael J. Fox covered up in body hair.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a very interesting movie. I mean, you could tell it was a shoestring budget. You could tell it was, it was just. I think it was a movie to put out, and I mean, they did a good job. They made, of the 1.4 million they sunk into it, they made 80 million. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a movie. It was funny. It had its moments. But it was definitely one of those goofy movies, and you could tell it was from the 80s.
Right. I think, it was made before Back to the Future. So I think if it was made after Back to the Future, maybe it wouldn't have even been made if it was after Back to the Future. Or if it was made, it would have better, special effects or whatever.
Back to the Future had a huge budget. And I mean, you had what's his name? Who played Doc Brown?
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean he's a big name.
Right.
You had Christopher Lloyd in it. You had Crispin Glover, who was a big name. Leah Thompson, who was rising. You had Thomas F. Wilson. You had Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg behind it.
Right.
So you had a huge studio behind it. That means big dollars.
Right. And it wasn't even supposed to be Michael J. Fox. Story. It wasn't supposed to be Michael J. Fox. Yeah. I'm glad you knew that.
Yeah. There's
The Fly too.
Yeah. There's two scenes that Eric Stoltz is still in the movie. When he trips Biff in the 1955 diner, that's Eric Stoltz's foot. And when he's driving away from the Libyans in the DeLorean, that's Eric Stoltz.
Yep.
That's it.
And then they also changed girls halfway through too.
Oh, really?
Well, you remember in the first one, first one it was a dark-haired brunette, and then in the second one it was a blonde. It was Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue was in the first one, if I remember correctly.
No, she was in the second one. Yep. And they had to re-record the ending of.
Oh, she was in the second one. You're right.
They had to re-record the ending of the second one over again because they played it in the beginning of the second one. Did I say that right?
You did. They re-recorded the end of the first one for the beginning of the second because of the different character. Although in the second movie, I mean, and here we are geeking out on Back to the Future now, but
Back to the Future, love that movie.
Yeah, I think one of the Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Crispin Glover wasn't in the second one, except for the.
Who was Crispin Glover?
He was the dad.
You said he wasn't in the second one?
The only
Right, he wasn't.
He didn't. They reused footage from the first one.
Right.
He wasn't in the second one, and in the third one when they went to the future, in the second one they went to the future as well, but
they went to the past in the third one.
Yeah, way back. In the second one, when they go to the future,
he's dead.
Well, no, his dad is a different guy, played by a different character.
No, I thought
different actor.
I thought, but he was dead because Biff killed him.
That was in the alternate 1985.
What are these damn time-traveling movies?
That was the first movie.
Okay. By the way, Laurie Griffin, the blonde in Teen Wolf, she's not doing anything.
Can't really.
The only noteworthy thing she did was Teen Wolf.
Wow.
In 1985, then she had two movies in 1988, and then her last acting gig was in 1992.
That's
They don't even have a recent picture of her. the recent picture of her is in Teen Wolf.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something special.
I would be interested to see what she looks like now. That's why I was checking. Oh, well.
Yeah, a lot of these people haven't really gone on to do much. I mean, Styles is a character actor. I mean, he does a lot of stuff, but it's like one-offs here and there. Right.
Oh, he was in Born on the 4th of July. Wow. How about that? Go ahead, Styles. That was an Academy Award nominated picture.
There you go. Boof, Susan Ursitti. Last thing she did was in 1997. 976 Wish, which was a short. She played Danielle's pal number 1. And before that,
Danielle's pal number 1.
In 95, she did something called The Walking Dead. Now I don't know if this is
have anything to do with The Walking Dead now.
It doesn't. It's about Vietnam Marines.
Oh, okay.
So not quite the same as the TV show.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox. He hasn't done much.
Yeah, except
except everything.
Yeah, well, the irony is that he's also got Parkinson's.
What's that?
And it kind of limits what he does, but he
still does stuff. He's been in Rescue Me.
He took a couple of years off after Spin City.
Yeah, I didn't know this. He was in the Christmas Carol too. You remember the one with Jim Carrey, the animated one?
Never saw it.
No, well, he's in that. He was in that. I didn't know that till just now.
He does a lot of.
He did Stuart Little. I forgot he was in Stuart Little. He was Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart Little 3, Call of the Wild.
Yeah, and the Frighteners. I like the Frighteners. Look at us going. We're going all the way back. He has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of VO stuff too. So
yeah, he definitely gets work.
Here you go. Greatest movie of all time in his career. Mars Attacks.
Yeah. That movie was just splashed with Hollywood. Every actor known was in there.
For some reason.
Yeah. For some weird reason. What is this movie? Oh wow, he was in a movie called Poison Ivy in 1985 with what's her face? The one from the brunette chick from Facts of Life. Jessie was her name, I think.
That was before my time, man.
God dog it. Did you notice that they used the F word a couple of times in this movie? It was like they don't do that anymore. The other word for gay.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say it because we might have people be offended. But they used it twice and it was pretty out there. Yeah, like bang, here it is in your face.
Yeah, it's not a word that I use in my vocabulary at all. The R, I don't use that. I don't use retard. Aside from just saying that. But yeah, I noticed that and I was kind of taken aback, and it really shows the sign of the times. I mean, it's like watching Reality Bites. and they smoke on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like that. It really shows, you know, the age of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was
Yeah, it
considered
does.
common or normal or acceptable then, you know, is not now. So
Right. And how you know, we've become a lot more sensitive.
absolutely. So to
But
correct,
another thing I've noticed: wolves are ball hogs.
they are. I mean, they didn't show. They should have shown his final stats.
They should have shown his stats. You're right, because he was stealing the ball from his own teammates.
He does
That
that
was
count as a steal?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really do hope so.
And you know what?
Or no, it counts as an assist for the teammate.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's a pass.
An assist? Yeah, there you go.
That's an assist. So he was helping other guys out too with numbers.
Yeah, he was padding their stats.
And apparently, being a wolf makes you a dancer as well, because you come up with all kinds of dumb dances on the spot.
Well, and not even just on the spot, but in the high school hallway.
That's right. It was awesome, and it seemed like that was the same dance that was in Can't Buy Me Love,
Oh yeah.
which I hope we watch that movie as well.
I know a guy. I can suggest it.
Okay, good. Did you see? How about when the bully attacked him at the dance, and then he turned into Teen Wolf?
You know, I have a
Yeah.
problem with the way that principal handled that, but go ahead.
But he ripped his clothes off, and I'm like, that's the best you can do. He just like shredded the other guy's clothes, and he went crazy. Like he was swinging,
Yeah.
you know, left, right, swinging crazy, and all he did was rip the guy's shirt.
Yeah, that was kind of silly, but the dude jacked him in the face.
He did. He
And
sucker
then-
punched him.
Yeah, he jacked him in the face, and then. But you know what? You know what he should have done is he should have rubbed it in his face that he tagged his girlfriend.
That is what he should have done.
He should have been like, well, yeah, so.
So back in the green room, I had that.
He's like, I hit it and quit it.
That's right, doggy style. Wait, what?
Wolf style.
Wolf style. Canine style.
Yeah, so he gets jacked, and then he beats the guy. Well, he beats the guy's clothes up
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think he even touched him.
I don't even think that's assault.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing it might be is destruction of property.
That's
A
it.
summary
That's it.
of a T-shirt, and then the principal's
right.
like, "You're out of here," even though you were provoked.
That's right. And then his dad, which maybe he's Nostradamus, maybe being a wolf makes you Nostradamus, but he showed up right on time.
Yeah,
Why was he in the school? Where is security? I don't know what's happening here.
and
Why
he was.
is he even there?
Well, here's the thing. He dressed up too, so he planned that in advance. He's like, "I'm gonna have to." She's like, "I'm gonna have to fur out here."
That's right. I may have to Furby up
Yeah.
and show my groomed Furby
Yeah,
face.
and he still pissed his pants.
Yeah, he did. It was funny because he looked down and said, "I'm glad you understand."
Yeah.
Well, this movie was full of one-liners and
Oh, absolutely.
and stupid special effects that were cool in its time, but we look at now and we laugh at it.
Yeah.
But do you think? Well, you never watched it, but how did you enjoy it? You know, I think it still holds up as a film. You know, just as a Sunday afternoon film, nothing to watch and write home about, but just something to watch.
Here's how I would put it to you. I would rather watch this movie than watch the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
It was a cute movie. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any laugh out loud moments. I had some chuckle moments.
You didn't laugh out loud when Furby came out? I did.
I think I was more like kind of awestruck at like okay, so he looks like a goofball. Like I got stuck on him. Like, he looks like a koala bear with glasses, and he looks like a reject from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some cute moments, and like I probably spent like trying to figure out if Booth was at least cute or not. Like,
Yeah,
is she
I couldn't
cute?
figure that out
I don't know,
either.
I can't tell. And
I agree.
but I mean, I would watch it again. I don't think I would. I mean, if they still existed, if there was a Blockbuster, I wouldn't go out of my way to go rent it.
Maybe in
because it's
1985 you
streamed.
may have.
Yeah, I would have gotten the videotape then, or the Laserdisc.
Or the Laserdisc.
Yeah, but it was a silly movie. It was cute. I'd probably watch it. I'd probably let my daughter watch it just because it's silly.
Right.
But beyond that, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy
can't-
the DVD.
You can't let her watch it when the baggy drawers come out.
Well, no, she's got to be a little older.
She's gonna have to turn her head, or throw a towel on the TV or something.
Just cover her eyes.
Unplug the TV and break it.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah. Like something drastic. Oh no! You just tip the TV over and smash it on the ground.
Take it down 3 extra steps.
Yeah, I've had those moments before with my kids. Like we're watching the movie and all of a sudden something pops up and it's too late. There's nothing you could do. Like, oh no! And you just want to tip the TV over. But the damage is done. At that point, the damage is done.
Yeah, they know what's happening. Well, your kids are old enough, but
well, I still have a 9-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I have a 13-year-old that he's probably into that stuff, but I don't want him to know that it's okay. I don't want him to look at it in front of me. Go on your tablet and pull up porn sites. I don't know. Anyways, so next week, Wednesday, well, we're going to watch American Werewolf in London. Something that I've seen, but I've seen it. I watched it a long time ago, probably when it came out, a little bit after it came out. Sean, however, has not seen it, so this is going to be another new movie for him, and it's going to be a new movie for me.
Well, you know, I've never seen it, but I was listening to I forget which one, but one of the Joe Rogan podcasts the other day, and he was talking about it for a good 10-15 minutes about how, you know, how the movie is like one of the older horror movies, and yet it's still scary as anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited to see it.
The one scene that sticks out of my head, spoiler. I mean, I don't know if you can say spoiler anymore, but when he's actually changing, I remember that from when I was a kid. I remember well, yeah, it was that movie. It freaked me out the way he was changing. So I'm hoping it holds up.
It was either that movie or Teen Wolf, right?
It was either that movie or Teen Wolf. So I know it's not Teen Wolf now.
Yeah.
So, but this one, I remember it freaking me out, and I'm hoping it still holds up. I hope. Well, yeah, I'm hoping I don't like watch it and then just burst out in laughter at how foolish it looks. I hope it holds up.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm excited to see it for the first time. I mean, it is one of the classic werewolf movies, and you know, I'm looking forward to watching it this week.
And we didn't make that connection on purpose.
No, that was just kind of
two werewolf movies.
That was a last minute decision, actually.
That's right. Something that popped up. We were looking for Lost Boys on Netflix, and it wasn't there. I know it was there like a few weeks ago, but it wasn't there. But American Werewolf in London popped up as suggested, so we said, you know, let's go with that.
Yep, and just as you said, it's on Netflix. It's also free on Amazon Prime this week as a instant streaming. So, you know, watch either of them on your PC, Xbox, PlayStation 3, Roku. You don't have Amazon on Roku.
Yeah, you do. Yep. Yeah, you do.
Oh, they do now on the
Roku. Yep, Amazon Prime. Yep. So Amazon Prime and Netflix. I guess those would be your main places. If I find anything else, like on YouTube, like I did last week with Teen Wolf, I'll post that. Alrighty. So I guess that's what I like to call the show.
Yep, that's it. I think we're done.
I think we're done too.
Thanks
so we'll see you guys next week. You can hit us up on Twitter at Crossing Streamz with a Z. Facebook.com/Crossing Streamz with a Z. What else? You can hit us up on Gmail at Crossing Streamz. CrossingStreamz@gmail.com. Google Plus is as G+.2/Crossing Streamz. What else? You can join the community.
Circle us on Google Plus, and we'll circle you back when we get around to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It shows you're watching.
Yep. What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said last.
Said circle us, we'll circle you back. It shows that we're watching, or it shows that you're watching.
Yeah, and give us any suggestions that you want us, any movies you want us to watch or break down and see if they hold up or whatever. And we'll be happy to do that.
And if you want to participate, if you want to be a guest host, a guest panelist,
let us know.
I get tired of talking to this guy all the time, so
it's true.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week with American Werewolf in London, and I'm going to leave you with these 3 things you should always remember.
There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep. Never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city. And never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body.